What up, peoples? Back at it again. Before we do anything, do me a favor. Go down there and hit that subscribe button and that like button and go and ring the little bell beside it. Do that first. You know you want to. You know you want to. So, I've been doing a little work. I hadn't filmed all of it. Yesterday and this evening, today was Mother's Day, so we had to go do the family thing for a little bit. But I come out here and worked out in the shop for a little bit this evening, and then I worked yesterday. So we got the frame stripped down. I got the fuel lines off, the front cross member and all that off, so that I could clean it. So I took a wire wheel on my grinder and just kind of went over the frame. I'm not done completely, but it's getting there. But I thought, hey, I would give you a film what I've got done so far anyway. Yeah, so check it out. So here's the frame. I got it almost down to bare metal. Of course, there's a few spots. It's not like 100% down the metal, but that's okay. So yeah, I've got some small issues there with my frame. Just got some rust, and rust on that side too. But I think what I'm gonna do is just box it in. That'll make it stronger. So yeah, I just took my wire wheel here with my grinder, my old Harbor Freight grinder. There's a little button right there at the top that you push down that locks this wheel. I think like the second day I had it, the button broke. So I have to stick something down in that hole to hold the wheel from spinning. But other than that, it's a little, I don't know what I paid for it, $10, $20 grinder. Been holding its own over these years. So yeah, anyways, we got that wire brushed. Still gotta go from there back. And then I got my control arms off, my cross member, I took it off because it was all dirty and nasty up in there. So I couldn't get to it really without taking it apart, so I did. And there's the lower control arm, there's the upper, lower, and then upper. So what I'm gonna do is get the ball joints out of these, out of the control arms, and sandblast them. I'm gonna buy a sandblasted cabinet, but I can powder coat. Have an oven right there amongst all the other junk. But I got an oven right there, and I got a powder coating gun over there in that cabinet. So what I'm gonna do is, I guess, just sandblast them and powder coat them black and get them put on here. So what I did was, I got online and I ordered some black rust, what do you call it? I don't know, coating. I don't know, rust kills or something, but it's from, where did I buy it? I forgot the website I bought off of. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do is just, you can paint it over. Like, the frame doesn't have to be this bare metal, but you can paint it over the rust and whatnot and just coat everything, and it's supposed to seal it and keep the rust from spreading. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm just using the wire brush to get most everything I can off of it, so it don't look like pure shit. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. So the motor is still at the machine shop. I had to bore it. The cylinders, the lip, the ring gap, or the ring lip on the cylinders were they were at the max. Like I could have wrote it the way it was, but I may have piston slap in there. So I just went ahead and bored it over. I don't know how big it's going to be bored, just whatever it takes to get the lip out of there, but the ring groove. So I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe this coming week I can get it back, and then we'll start building it. But as soon as the rust killer comes in, I can get the frame painted and get the front cross member back in it and get the engine built. I'll get that put in. I gotta find a transmission. I've got a 4L60E over there behind me in the floor, but I don't know that I want to use it because my goal is to push around 800 horsepower, eight or 9, and I really feel that I can do it with the setup that I'm going with. But so I don't think the 4L60 is going to hold it. I want to go with the 4L80. That's what I really have in mind, and that way I can have overdrive, and it's electronic as well. Because I still want to drive it. It ain't going to be a pure drag truck. So yeah, that's... Although, I also have a Turbo 400 in the floor over there too that I could use. I could build it and use that, but I won't have overdrive. And like I said, I want to get out cruise, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably just going to go with the 4L80. But I got to, of course, they're not rated for 800 horsepower, but you can build them and make them hold 800 plus. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. We've got the frame sanded down, and I've got the front end off of it. I was going to leave it. I didn't really think I was going to go this far with it to begin with when I first got it, but I don't know. I don't want, like, it doesn't have to be like a show quality pristine truck, because it's not going to be by any means, but it's going to be a pretty nice truck. If people look up underneath it, they're going to be like, damn, that's clean, you know, and that's what I want. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I tore down the front end, just so I could get to everything better. Because, man, this thing, I don't know what the hell. Maybe it was a farm truck or something, but I'd be willing to bet like $50 that this truck has seen some mud holes in its time, because the amount of mud that I've scraped and cleaned and pressure washed off this frame and other components is crazily unbelievable. I don't know, it was a lot. It was a lot. You would almost think this truck was a 4-wheel drive or something. But anyways, so that's where we're at right now. I got parts coming in. Hopefully this coming week. I got fuel line ordered. And then I've got, I got my lifters in too. What else? I don't know. I got some other stuff ordered. I can't remember. So hopefully all that stuff will be in this week, and hopefully we get the motor back from the machine shop this week. He's been really busy, and I talked to him Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. But he was telling me about the ring grooves in the cylinder. So that's where we're at on that. So anyway, that's it. All right. So the frame is ready to be painted. I got my paint in. I ordered it from Eastwood. I couldn't remember earlier. I ordered so many parts and looked at so much stuff, so my mind went blank. But anyway, um, I got my rust encapsulator in. I got 2 spray cans, and then I have paint that I can brush on. So the majority of it I'm going to try to brush on, and then use the spray cans for like hard to reach spots or stuff that's going to be hard to, I'm all up in my face, hard to get with a paintbrush or something. I don't know. So yeah, so that's what we're fixing to do. It only took me like 4,800 hours to get the frame ready, and I only got the frame ready to be painted up till here. Everything back has to be gone back over, but I have to do some welding back here, so I gotta fix some rust spots and stuff, so I obviously didn't want to paint it. I'm going to, and I'm still so undecided on stuff. I need a box to frame in. I do need to do that, so I may just paint the front where I can get the cross member back in, so that when the motor gets back from the machine shop this week, I can get it put together and maybe get it sit in. I don't know, but that's what I want to do. So I got some company out here in the shop. Cindy Lulu.
In my pajamas.
So are you gonna do this painting?
Yeah, probably do better than you.
What? So I guess let's get to it. So I also bought some acetone. I'll take that and some handy dandy shop towels. I'm gonna wipe down the frame, the parts I'm gonna paint real good first, kind of clean all the dust and grease and stuff off that may be on it, so it sticks good. Yeah. So here's the frame. Turned out pretty well. It was a lot of cleaning with my wire wheel, but I got my car cleaner clean the best I could, but it'll be okay. And I got up underneath, cleaned as well. So my goal is to get that painted, and then the frame painted where it goes, at least from there up for now, and then bolt that in there. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish painting this frame. I figure y'all don't wanna watch me. It's pretty boring. So yeah, we're gonna finish painting the frame and then we'll go from there. All right, so I got the front cross member and frame, part of the frame painted. And then I've started on the back. I'm putting C-notches in, so I've been taking all the plates and stuff off that are in the way. So that's painted. Got the cross member in there. It's bolted up. And then I've just got my mounts kind of sit in there. They're not tight or nothing. I've got it painted to about right there. Paint went on really well. I did it with a brush, and then I went back and kind of sprayed over everything with one of the cans. But it went on really well, and it's really coated well. But so in the back, I've got some C-notches right there. Oh, yeah, right there. I'm gonna put them in. Of course, I've had to grind a lot of plates and stuff out of the way. There was a bump stop that mounted to a plate that went right there. So I had to grind all the rivets out of that. And then there's a plate, where'd it go? This plate, which, well, it mounted, how did it mount? Oh, it mounted like that. It mounted up underneath there like that, where your spring goes. Your spring sits there and then bolts to the top of that with another plate that holds it. But anyway, that's supposed to had to come out because on here, once you put that up there, that plate, this takes the place of that plate, and then your bolt goes through right there to hold the spring in. So that's where I'm at now. I've been working on it here and there. I've had some spare time. And I've got the other side out. The plate off. But I got one more stud that I have to grind off. And I'm pretty sure that earlier in this video I was talking about my grinder. How it's like a $20 Harbor Freight grinder that I've had for like 20 years. And the button had broke off right there. Well, it's just the way it works. I brought it up and started talking about how long it's lasted, and now it's went to shit. It's like, it's popping and sparking inside there, so I guess she's done. She's put in her 10-year service. So I'm gonna go here in a few minutes and get another grinder and some more grinding wheels, because we've been going through them things like crazy. Everything on this frame, every bracket and everything on here was put together with rivets, and you have to like grind them off to get them out. But so yeah, I did my core grinder in. She's grinded her last rivet. So I gotta go get another one and some other parts. I gotta get some more bolts to go in my control arms. They go through there and just bolt, not control arm, but just bracket. It bolts that to the frame. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I'll, whenever I get ready to put in the C-notches, I'll film everything. That's all I did so far, is just taking the spring out and that bump stop bracket. So I'll video me putting them in. They're pretty easy. You just got to cut out the frame, and all it does is allows the axle to go up farther, because I'm going to lower it probably 5-6 inches maybe. So I still need room for my axle to travel up and down. If I were to leave this, it would hit the frame there. So, and you don't want that. So what it does is it spaces this up so the axle has more room to travel up and down. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna run the Harbor Freight and get another $20 grinder and use it for another 10 years. Oh, and I did get a sandblaster finally. Of course, I'm pretty sure I bought it from a guy, but I'm pretty sure it came from Harbor Freight, and those have a light in it that is pure shit. You can't see nothing. So while I'm out, I'm gonna pick up another LED light to go in there so I can see better. And now that I've done that, I'll be able to sandblast a lot of the parts. I think I did I have a control arm somewhere. So yeah, this is, so that's one side, and the other side, which looked just like that one, I think it's still in here. Yeah. Of course, it cleans it up pretty well. So I'm not finished with it. I just couldn't see because of the lighting issue. So what I'm gonna do is, after I get done sandblasting it, I'm not sure if I'm gonna either paint it with the sealer or just powder coat it black. I have an oven and powder coat gun and all that. So anyways, I'll be back shortly as soon as I get back from Harbor Freight. So we fixing to put in some C-notches, and guess who decided to stop by? Huh? Look at this guy. Look at him.
Hey, you need the experts' advice.
Oh, yeah. So you come over to help me?
Nope.
Is that what it is?
Nope.
You ain't gonna help me?
Nope.
Dang, it's cold, Aaron.
Yeah.
You're my brother. See what? Oh well. So we finna do some C-notches, and I've already got the and traced it out on a piece of cardboard and put it up against the frame. And so that's where I need to cut, there and on the underneath. These are both in C-notches, but I'm gonna weld them. So yeah, let's start. All right, so I got it in. That's what it looks like. I got it clamped on the backside, but so this kit is actually a bolt-in kit. They've got holes where you just drill the frame here and there, and then up underneath as well. There's a hole here for your already pre-drilled for the coil spring holder in the bottom, and that lines up with the hole in the frame. So I've jacked it all the way up, and the axle sits right in here. Of course, I don't think it'll ever be up in there unless I bag it for some reason. But when I when I have lowering springs on it, of course now the axle can travel more upward without hitting the frame. So what I'm going to do, instead of bolting this in, I'm going to take a welder and weld it all in, so that way it's stouter, which you can do. Of course, obviously a lot of people don't have access to a welder or know how to weld, so with them being able to bolt it in, that will suffice, I guess. But with me, since I'm going to be twin turbo in it, I just want it to be stouter, and of course welding it will make it a lot stronger. So I'm going to go grab the welder and get it all hooked up, and I guess I'm just going to go ahead and start welding this in. It looks good. I did when I've got it clamped back here. I clamped it back there first, and of course there was a small gap between here. But once I put the bolts in, I drilled them 2 holes so that it would push it that way. I'm pretty sure these came from China, but I don't remember where I got them from. Maybe eBay or something. But they had good reviews. So anyway, so I went ahead and put the bolts in because, like I said, there was a small gap, but that brought the plate closer to the frame, or all the way up to the frame. And now, of course, you can see that it's butted all the way up against it, all the way. So what I want to do is take a welder, and I'm gonna run a bead all the way around, and of course tag all this, not tag it, but weld all this up. And I think there's a hole up underneath. Yeah, there's a hole right there. So I could drill the frame and put a bolt in it to get it closer, but I do have these clamps on the back side, so it should be all right. And then I'll just run a bead on the inside as well and get it all welded up, and this side will be done. Yeah, so let me go grab the welder. So finished our welding. Just want to let you know too, most of y'all who are welders obviously know this, but you do want to make sure that what you're going to weld, the metal is clean and doesn't have any rust. So either grind it, or in my instance, I took a wire wheel on a grinder and just clean the metal really well, so that when you weld, you get good contact between the two, because if not, your welds will be really shitty. And I'm not the best of welders by any means, but I think I can weld it enough to it'll hold. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, so I got this side done. I got it all welded in. There it is. That was a really large gap right there, and that looks like some pure duty, but it penetrated and it'll be okay. Now I got the back side. You can't really see, but the back side welded in. So yeah, there's that. Now I got to do the other side. Okay, got the other side done. Check it out. Of course, I have the bolts still in it. I'm gonna take them out because I did weld everything. So I welded it in, which obviously gives it more strength. I welded it on the other side too, and up underneath. But yeah, so they're both in. I'm gonna take the bolts out because obviously I don't really need them. I just bolted it up to clamp it onto the frame better. So I'll take them bolts out and we'll call it good. And as you can see, say hi, CJ. Get over here, helping me this evening. So now, once I lower it and put springs, lowering springs up underneath it, which I won't ever have it this low, but it'll be just for going over bumps or whatever. Now, the axle has room. So I think I'm gonna lower it like 5 or 6 inches in the back. And that way, like obviously sitting there, I don't think it would hit the frame, but once you start driving it and you go over bumps, or if you're hauling a load or something, then you'll have obviously the axle would have hit the frame when it bounces. So now I don't have that problem anymore. Alright, so that's it for this video. Do me a favor, go hit that subscribe button, that like button, hit the bell, and if you got any questions on how I did anything or anything else, just comment below. I'll be sure to get back to you. So yeah, that's it. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.